Yeah, hello everybody. How's it going? So, I missed our morning stream today. As I promised, I would be back on Friday. And, well, we had a rough morning, me and the boys, and didn't quite make it out the door in time to make the bus. So, no big deal. I just drove them to school, but thus I took that off. And then, today, I had to study for my big swallowing quiz that I have. I'm going to be taking it in just a little bit. So, here's the basic plan today. I'm going to start the process, and I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this yet. So I want to sort of get some ideas flowing. Hey, what's up, Klautos? So I want to get some ideas, but I want to start the process. I want this, I think it's going to be really cool, but I want this to be a actually white can. Ooh, maybe we could use candles in the banner factory. That doesn't seem like a fire hazard at all. So I basically want every floor of this new skyscraper I built to be my banner factory. So anytime I want to put a banner on a like for example, this is a school. Right here, this is supposed to be a school. Now you would not know it's a school unless you went in and look at these doors. These doors have been okay. These doors have been sideways since the mergening, because the mergening for some reason turned all my doors sideways. That's just so annoying. Anyway, yeah, so I'll fix these doors. But you would not know this is a school unless you went inside and you saw like the chalkboards and stuff. Like these are classrooms, right? So you can see classrooms, chalkboard, blah blah blah, whatever. So I would like to take banners and put banners outside this saying like, the Klautos School for the Gifted or something like that, right? Good morning, Trail. But I'm not going to make banners individually every time, right? That is horrible. So what I want to do is I want to get all the letters of my banners here. So this downstairs will be the main floor, just like a lobby, whatever. Then once we start up here, starting right here, this is going to be the beginning of the different colors. So I think white is probably going to be a color that I'm going to use gray a lot too. Let's go ahead and use white on this side. So it's going to be like white, light gray, next floor up, dark gray, black. Yeah, I stayed for an hour and a half. Basically, I stayed from 9 until, 10:30-ish here my time. And now I'm taking a break. I'm going to study one more time, and then I'm going to take a quiz on swallowing, which, that's not the right thing. So, yes, I'm just taking a half an hour sort of mental break, Yeah, but yes, there is indeed class. And also, I don't want this to all be like wall-to-wall white. That will be ugly and annoying. So I'm just going to put in little spaces of gray every once in a while. Just each color will maybe have its own little like droplets of carpet. I think it'll just look nice, and I'm not going to go with the sort of the way that the old way of doing it, where you put some full wool blocks, because you can see this roof from down there. I kind of regret that. I got a little bit of regrets on that, but it is what it is now, and we're going to move on with it. We're not redoing this, Once everything gets all sort of settled in here, it'll look nice. So, yeah, we'll just go kind of like this along every floor. Right? So I think this will look great. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just taking a little bit of a study break. I have my swallowing. I'm going to take my swallowing quiz. Dude, let me tell you. So here's the thing. Something I didn't know before going into school for speech pathology. I didn't know. I thought it was all speech and language, but there's also the third component, which is swallowing. That's under the sort of scope of practice of speech language pathologists, and a part of that is like oral care and seeing the tongue's movement in swallowing, see where the bolus is, like after you chew up food and it mixes with your saliva, then it's called bolus. Seeing where the bolus sort of moves and how it moves and how efficient it moves and all that kind of stuff, and then yeah, I gotta tell you, the swallowing bit, it's not what I'm planning on going into. It's it's gross. It's gross to me. I don't like it, but I have to be able to learn about it, not just for class, but I have to be able to pass my national boards and stuff, you know, once I'm done with this whole big shebang. So, yeah, I got to learn it. And listen, as gross as the x-rays of swallowing goes, there's a lot grosser than that. Like really, really ridiculously bad, like oral hygiene and stuff that can influence it is... Whoa, man. Oh, of course I barely not enough. Yeah, we had to deal with like that stuff. Cause like part of it is like, if I walk into a room, say like, I'm not planning on going into swallowing at all. It's just not my jam. But say, for example, I walk into a room, and there's a patient that needs a swallow exam, but their teeth are just like a complete nightmare. I have to clean their teeth. What's up, Marcel? Before starting the swallow exam, right? To know sort of where the problem is happening. So it's not something I'm planning on. Now what I'm surprised here. Okay, so that's the gross, right? Like the swallowing bit, I'm not super into it. But I will say that the stuttering aspect of it, the disfluency, I'm very intrigued by it. I've been having a wonderful time learning about the stuttering aspect of treating patients. So that's been really, really, really interesting. Do dentists not exist where I live? Well, I mean, sure, yeah, of course, but not everyone goes, you know? I'm actually kind of bad about going myself, to be honest, but like some people, you know, like, I mean, consider people with cognitive impairments or you know, financial issues where they just can't go to the dentist, you know? I mean, yes, dentists exist, but there are a lot of people that for whatever reason can't go or don't go frequently, you know? So, and those people deserve the highest care too, right? So it just requires, oh, I have a great idea. Check out what we can do here. Since we use spots over here and spots over here, every floor we can do different spots. Oh, that's a cool idea. Since we're going 2 and 2, that way the transition in between here can be like one of each. Yeah, that'll be cool. Anyway, yeah, something like that. Look at that. You're like in the light gray hallway. Now you're in the white hallway, and this is where all the chests with like banners and stuff will be. Probably underneath the stairs. I think that'll be. We'll just have barrels with like, you know, all the letters, and then you can just copy them. When you're here, you just copy them, so then you can get all the letters you want easily. It'll be fun. I mean, it'd be a lot of work, you know. I mean, yeah, it'll be a lot of work, but I think it'll be cool. All right, so also I want to try my best to get lighting. I'm gonna get rid of all these torches on the walls, obviously, and make lighting like the most applicable colors, since we now have so many different lighting options. I mean, we have like orange lanterns now with copper, and green lanterns once it ages, right? Do copper lanterns age? Oh shoot, I don't know that. Do copper lanterns age in the new update? I'm not sure what the answer is on that. Okay, let's do black and dark gray, right? Now, how does this work? Is this one to one? It is 1 to 1. Boo for that. Okay. There and there. Now I don't need any more white, right? I don't think so. Boy, I need to. This is gonna fill up really fast. with I don't need light gray. I don't need white. Yeah, we'll just do one at a time. That's fine. And actually, I'll worry about lighting later. Let's just get all the carpet. If we can get all the carpet down today, all the different colors, that would be sweet. I'm not sure how much. Oh, showcase of reliable. That's awesome. Definitely link it in Discord for sure. Not that that'll get you many clicks, but definitely link it in my Discord because that's a very, very cool add-on. Okay. Oh, look, you can just, that's really cool. You can definitely tell that that's white. Okay, so the next one is, let's do like dark, oh, I kept I went dark gray, okay. Okay, oops. There we go. Nice. Man, you know, this guitar track, now that I can hear it, Klausos, now that just randomly it started playing, I don't know, even though it didn't change anything, it takes me back, man. This was my old Bedrock with Fix, track that I played behind every video for quite a while. It just makes me nostalgic and smile. Anyway, how you guys doing? Anything new? Okay, so then we'll just do some rando spots around here. And then fill this in. This is black, right? Yeah. Oh, it's playing double? What? What do you mean it's playing double? Can you hear both? You shouldn't be able to. Okay, hold on. What about now? Wait a second. How could it be playing double? Can you hear it now, Klausos? There's a 50-second millisecond echo. Do I have two sources going on here? Hold on, let me check my sources. Hold on. Okay, what about now? I may have had two sources going on. Can you hear just once now, normally? I'll shut up so you can hear it. Wait. I might have three sources going on. Oh, shoot. Oh, you know what? I think I do see what's going on. And I don't know if I can fix it while I'm live. I might have to reboot. Hold on a second. Ah. Okay, what about now? Try now. I'm guessing. I think I know what happened. It's not that bad. Still there. How can it still be there? I have no audio playing anywhere. What the is happening? Okay. What is happening? Oh, I probably have to you know what? I probably have to reboot. Yeah, I see where it's playing out of here. Oh, that changed it right away. What about, well, that, okay, what about now? I bet that took it out. My guess is that took it out. Oh, I hate this delay. This is a pretty short delay, but I hate it. Better? Okay, so now let me try this. Can you hear these blocks being placed? I see exactly what's going on here. And you can still hear the guitar strumming, right? Okay. Well, okay. All right. So we're back to playing in silence. I may just have to double down and use freaking headphones. Boo. I know. I probably know. Well, there's a couple different options of what may have happened. I did have two sources playing that for some reason it was monitoring both my, like, I call it headphones. It's my, because I go like mono out to my sound bar, or not mono, but I mean like old RCA style, you know, out of the headphone jack. That way I can choose to either use headphones or my sound bar. So it was monitoring both sound from that and also sound from the actual track. Yeah, whatever. Screw it. I can play in silence for 20 minutes. I mean, I've recorded in silence for like 8 years now. So, all right. So next we gotta figure out the next color. So now that I did the blacks and the whites and the grays, what color should we go next? And the other thing is, I don't have that much. Oh, shoot. Ah, you know what I forgot? I was just going to say, oh, shoot, I don't have that much wool. I have tons of wool. Remember my wool farm? I forgot all about it. Let's take a shulker. Or 3, I don't know how many I'll need. And let's go to the Boneville bunker. Look at this freaking city! Would you look at how much the city's changed in just like a couple weeks? Man, what a difference. It's starting to look like a real city. You know what happened? Why I got really inspired by this is Dallas has been only recording Minecraft since he got onto that server. And so I went back and watched a couple of his single player videos where he was working on his city. Which he started after, by the way. He started his city after I started Steelport, and his city is like 100 times bigger than mine. And I just got inspired. I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, I want to have a big city like he has. So I just got jealous and inspired about building, like, you know, more modern-esque city. And so I just got inspired by it. I just want to get the skyline going, but then I also want to have, like, reasons for all, or at least most of the buildings. I can see later on, as I continue to add buildings, I'm going to run out of reasons, to be honest. Because I also want to have, you know, I want to have my farms spread out, right? I don't want to have all my farms in Steelport for a few reasons. I don't want to have Steelport get laggy. And secondly, I want to have reasons to go to my old farms. Like, that's why I put the mud and clay farm in the ancient city of Perseverance. I put it there just so I have a reason to go to Perseverance, right? So I'd like to have my farms in all different kingdoms, just kind of like we did in Vastin, you know, as a reason to go to all the different areas. Because otherwise, you'd build an area and be done with it and just like never go back, and that sucks. So, so I know at some point I'm going to run out of excuses of why to have buildings and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I want to have reasons for all my buildings. And then what I'll probably end up doing as it gets bigger is I'll make some buildings where they have empty upstairs and most of the windows are like blacked out, but then occasionally I'll have like an office with the lights on. So whenever at nighttime you see, it's like you just see some office lights on like you do in real cities. I think that would be really cool to have. But right now, as I'm using all the floors of all my cities, they're all pretty bright, but that's okay. I do remember that. And then the lagginess is something that I didn't really consider all that much. Not that I don't have any lag right now, but I know if I keep adding a million farms, that would just end up being a bad idea. So I do remember that, and I'm glad I thought better of it. Because I think that'd just be a nightmare after you add, 20 farms to it. Okay, let's check out. So the Boneville bunker. But I haven't been here in a while. Look, all my wheat hasn't even grown. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get. I don't know how much I'm gonna need. Probably not that much. I have a lot though. I mean, it would be nice to have a bunch of wool just like on hand, for sure. So we'll just take like this much, I guess. Have I used brown wool? Why do I have less brown wool than anything else? I don't know. It would be so nice to have just all this wool back at Steelport so I can use it. And I have, I have a ton left, so. Okay. We grab one more brown. There we go. That's not quite even, but even enough for floors, right? Okay. I'm glad I brought 3 shulkers. Shoot, man. It's weird how some of these not as much, right? Like, we're not getting as much wool for sure in a couple of these. Okay. All right. Back in my day. Yeah, back in the old days. That's the part of aging. You see everything with rose-colored glasses. Going to annoy me if I don't have it set up right. And how about one more orange? Orange looks a little light on this one. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. That's almost perfect. Okay. All right. Oh, shoot. You know what? I might be taking too much because I might run out of space. I only have one more shulker left. Let's just take 5. Yeah, I don't want to run out. I don't want to have to make 2 trips. And I certainly will. Oh, nuts. I don't think I have an ender chest here. I might, actually. Let me see if I have an ender chest. I don't want to make 2 trips on this. Okay, let me grab one more light blue. Whoa, why do I have such little light blue? Have I used light blue recently? Maybe I have. What DC Comics city? Oh, man. None. Those cities are almost always... Those villains are, like, certainly not Gotham. I don't know that much about DC. I know some. I probably know more than, like, maybe an average person knows about DC, but I don't know. Oh, I do. Is there an ender chest? There is an ender chest down there. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably pick a city with, like, a lot less hero action. Because wherever there's hero action, that means there's also a whole bunch of villain action. And that's not really something that I want to get involved with. Ugh. I thought maybe this would be mostly empty, but it's not. Let's see if I can use this for... No? Okay. Alright then. Well, we'll take as much as we can. I'm living in Central City. Wally West got me covered. You know, I've maintained for a long time that being a speedster is the most absolutely undefeatable power in comic books, but also the saddest power, right? Now, in some oh, you know what? I don't need to take this. Oh, okay. I am gonna have room because I don't need to take the black. I already did. Okay. In comic books, I believe that often speedsters can turn on and turn off their speed force. But imagine that you were a speedster and you couldn't, and you saw things fast all the time. I think that's often how Superman is depicted, where he can turn on and off his speed a lot. And that would be the absolute most miserable thing. Because, like, everything that happened would happen in slow motion for you. Like, all of life would be so painfully, horribly boring all the time. Right? It would be terrible. So I've always maintained that being a speedster would just be the absolute worst. Okay. Alright, let's head back. But if you can turn it... The thing is, if you can turn it on and off, then I guess it would be better because you could live life normally and then just, like, activate the speed force. Which again is, I think, how... I think how a lot of comic books get around that problem. But if not, man, like, every second of your life would be drawn out to, like, be, you know, like a week of normal people. So even having a conversation with someone else would be almost impossible. Yeah, this is... Is he in my boat? He is. Oh, I guess not. Okay, I thought I picked up a creeper. It was going to blow me up. I'm much more in touch with the Marvel... the Marvel universe, not just the MCU, but the actual Marvel comic. Like, I read primarily as a kid, and into my teen years, I read. Yep. Okay, you freaking jerk, man. Oh, look at this. Is why I need to light up my highway here. It's just ridiculous. Can't even drive on it. Anyway, yeah, I read primarily. Did I pick him up again? Is he gonna blow up? What is happening? I need to light up the Shathari spine. This is terrible. Fantastic Four. Amazing Spider-Man primarily, though there was a time that I read Spectacular and Web of. What else did I read? I always read Fantastic Four. I got in a big Captain America phase for a while. I was reading all the Captain America comics. He has to actively slow himself down. Yeah, I think that would be the only way to sort of come out of being a speedster mentally intact, right? It'd make you crazy. But also, it's a totally unbeatable power. Like, if you activate the Speed Force... I mean, the fact that the Flash has villains always sort of makes me laugh, because, like... So the Flash is so much faster than any Marvel counterpart, right? Like all the DC heroes are generally substantially more powerful than Marvel heroes. That's just sort of the way the power scaling works. So, how could a villain possibly hit the Flash ever, other than maybe another equal speedster, right? I mean, that's the only answer, right? I couldn't stand the current Spider-Man run. I have not read current Spider-Man comics in a really long time, to be honest. I read, I want to say the last Spider-Man comics... Well, I read... I went through a phase a couple years ago when I was walking, after I moved to my new place, where I was walking the walking pad, and I got a Marvel Unlimited subscription, and I used the Spider, that to reread a couple different runs of Spider-Man. I think even when I read them a couple years ago, I think they were even still a couple years old, but that's still, a couple years old is still, like, substantially more recent than the last time I read comics. But I got really into the Fantastic Four run. I thought that was really great. Let's do pink. Oh, no. Let's do pink and magenta together. I think that'll look nice. I need more inventory space. Yeah. This will look very pretty. Okay, next floor up, pink and magenta. Spawn is my favorite comic book. I never read a lot of Spawn. I love Todd McFarlane, though, who came up with Spawn. Because he was the Spider-Man. He was the Spider-Man, artist, but then later became a writer when they gave him the title. I think it was the title was just called, like, straight up just Spider-Man, I think. And I really liked his run of that. His art was amazing. And then after him, Eric Larson took over, who I liked even more, maybe. And Eric Larson broke off and went into Image Comics, I think, and came up with, like, some different heroes there. I never got into Image Comics, though, but I really liked Eric Larson's art a lot. I know that under these steps, I'm going to turn into like barrels with banners in it, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the carpeting for now, and then I'll change it out later if I want to. And a lot of these carpets are going to come up as I sort of decorate the rooms, but I think it's just easier to start with a fully done palette and go from there. I want to read Black Sun. What's Black Sun about? I vaguely know that. You know what comic I found a motion comic on YouTube of is the Dark Horse, Dark Empire Star Wars comics. I love those Dark Empire comics. That was where Luke, the Empire came back again, or the Emperor came back again, of course, because he cloned himself and came back. And Luke wanted to basically learn how to fight the dark side by giving into it, so he became dark. And then Leia, who was trained as a Jedi at that time, had to sort of go and save him. But it's a really, really, really good run. It's, of course, it's Legends now, but I really enjoyed that run. Boy, look how different this looks. This is crazy. And it all fits, too. Okay, next, let's do, might as well stay red. What do we got? Yellow, red and orange would go together. Yellow could go with, like, brown. Okay, so let's do red and orange. I think I might only need 2, honestly. I may have overdone my wool. Okay. Or I may have brought more than I needed. Right? 8 minutes left. 6 minutes left. That's okay. I just got to stay on track. I got to, I need to stay. It's really, really super duper important that I need to really stay on task. Like, I can't allow myself to just, like, log on and play Minecraft or watch TV or read a book or whatever these days, because, man, time will it'll get away from me. I know it will. So that's why I set myself strict limits to, focus on this stuff and then move along. I do like these little half-an-hour Minecraft breaks, though. I will probably start incorporating more of those into my life, because I do find that they are refreshing. Like, I'll be ready to study one more time and then take my quiz at the end of this live stream. I feel like mentally refreshed and ready to go. Hop back on the walking pad, study for another hour, and then take my quiz, and then I'll be basically ready for another little break. Hot take: Star Wars should have been rated R so we could see the full extent. I don't know that it should have been rated R, but I do think there's room for different genres within Star Wars. Like, I think Marvel actually tried to kind of do this, and it didn't go well, so I bet they don't try again. But like with She-Hulk, which, She-Hulk didn't I didn't love it, but I love that they went for it, and I think that was cool. You know, I understand that not everything is for everyone. I think that Marvel tried basically a sitcom with She-Hulk, and I like that. I think there's room in these big universes for like a sitcom and for a rated R Star Wars movie. You know, kind of like Marvel did with Deadpool and is talking about doing with like Midnight Suns and stuff. I think there's room for that, right? You know, this is a little... I have a lot of orange spots on this. Can you tell this is red? Let me take out a couple of these. Let me take out... Just to make sure it's, like, very clear that this is red. And very clear this is orange. Cool, that works. Oh, dude. I love this. I love all these floors being such different colors. This is really cool. Can he just... The Emperor staying dead? I mean, listen. I could talk, as you know. I could talk all day about the disaster that is the Rise of Skywalker, and just what a total nightmarish mess that was, because that was laughably, horribly bad. But we don't have enough time. Next live stream, we'll talk about the sequel trilogy and just what a nightmare that entire mess was. I mean, so like, why, you know, I don't think they'll do it, because, you know, the problem is radar movies generally, outside of the rare exception like Deadpool or something, don't make that much money, you know, because you're cutting down how many people can actually watch your film. But, you know what? I was going to put the wool here. Why would I put the wool here? The wool should all be kept in the banner place, right? I don't need to keep it in main storage. I got 12, so I just need... how do you make those things? How do you make barrels? I forget. Is it like... It's like planks, right? It's like... Is it slabs and planks? I think that might be what it is. I don't even remember, man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna keep all my wool over here. We'll keep on the bottom floor. So anytime I want wool, I'll just come over to the skyscraper. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know why Star Wars couldn't just have an R-rated series or R-rated set of movies. I think would be really cool. So we'll. My phone thought I said her name and I didn't. Okay, there's 4, and then we'll do. Do I have... I can't put signs up. Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? What if we did this instead? Let's just put a wool block underneath of it for what color it is. That's better anyway, right? Okay. So we'll go in order of... What's that? Of how the floors are. Okay. That'll work. 99. They'd make so much more money. I mean, I definitely think if it were a good story, they would make money. I would agree with you on that. But you know, I don't know that they do it. It'd be cool though. You know, it'd be cool. I'd love to see like a good. But you know what though? It all depends on the story, because like. Think about, like, what was Zack Snyder's new movie that came out to just Netflix? It was, Rebel Moon, right? Rebel Moon came out. I tried to watch that because I was excited. You know, Zack Snyder, I don't think he's a great storyteller, but I think he's a great cinematographer and, like, director. I think he's a great director and a subpar storyteller, to be honest. But, time is up, huh? But this is not even a floor. But I wanted to watch Rebel Moon. I thought, you know, worst case scenario, it'll be a really beautifully shot movie. I couldn't even watch it. The story was so bad. It was so terrible. It was so freaking terrible. It really bummed me out because I wanted it to be great. And because it was like an R-rated, essentially, it was pitched as a Star Wars movie, actually. I don't know if you know. Rebel Moon was pitched as a Star Wars movie that Lucasfilm passed on, and then he came out, he like just sort of changed things around enough to make it fit as a standalone thing, and it was awful. I tend not to watch many R-rated movies when maybe they really earn that R rating. Yeah. All right, well, guys, I'm out of time. I got to go. I got to start my studying. I will see you all in the next one. I don't know if I'll stream again over the weekend. Probably not. I have my kids this weekend, so I probably won't. But I got to study. Can't wait. Okay, love you. Thanks, guys, for keeping me company. Appreciate it. Talk to you later on.